What's up, y'all? I hope y'all are off to a great Wednesday. It's hump day. I want to talk to y'all a little bit about support and what it means to you, what it means to me. Support's massively important on any journey, you're ever on, whether it's fitness, whether you're recovering from addiction, um, any goal you have in life. Support is extremely important. You can't really go anywhere or do anything without support. What is support? From a business standpoint, it's not only people believing in you or your brand, but the message that you deliver, the intent that you have, um, and they have to believe in the value that, or you have to bring value to the table. If you don't bring value to the table, you're not going to be supported for very long. So like just a small um, token or like example, right? Like going through the process of finding the best shirts that we have, right? Or the best shirt quality. I know what type of shirts I like to wear. I know what type of shirts feel good on me. I know what I perform best in. So I'm going to go to a company that represents um, some of the same morals that I have, right? You want to go to somebody that has like the same core, but like also doesn't cut corners, right? So that's an extremely important point, a part of business. Like if you want to have quality products, you want to make sure that your your quality hasn't been cut corners haven't been cut, right? Because it's not your product's not going to last very long, and people's not going to want to buy anything from you, right? And the most important or another important part to that is like you have to be using the products as well, like whether it's supplements, whether it's like clothes, apparel, whatever. It has to be functional. Like for me, I like to wear clothes that I can train in, that I can do this in, that I can go to the gym in, that I can, you know what I'm saying? And then also makes me feel powerful at the same time. I like to represent things that have sayings on them that like are strong, that make me feel good. And then like whenever I put that on, like there's a mentality that comes with that, right? Like I like to feel like whenever I put something on that says like Hundo Savages, right? That the message behind that, I've kind of changed it a little bit, like so because I want to make it appealing to everybody. Like initially, the name Hundo Savages came out because we were doing a 100-mile race. But in order to wear Hundo Savage gear, you have to give 100% of yourself, 100% of your effort to whatever you're involved in. What does that mean? To your relationship, to the people around you, to relationships, right? To your job, to your training, to yourself, more importantly, right? You have to be loyal to yourself. You have to give 100% of yourself to yourself. Nobody knows the effort that you put in other than yourself, right? Like if you're not giving all your effort, but you're faking it, maybe you're a good actor. Maybe you can just go and like do shit and just like, make you look like you're stressed out, right? Like people are going to eventually see through that, right? Like if you're half-assing things in life, you're going to get half-ass results every single time, right? Um, so I went to a brand that represented a lot of the core values that I had with like quality and stuff like that. And whenever I felt the shirts and I was like, man, they feel really good. It's next level, but it's just a different type of blend. So they're super lightweight, super soft. And then also they inform me of the heat transfer process. Like it's not just the typical wipe and swipe type printing. that a lot of people do, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I don't like whenever the ink cracks in my shirts. I don't like whenever I have a favorite shirt that has my favorite message on it or whatever, and then after about 10, 15, whatever, 20 washes, it's no longer like the quality of the print starts to fade, right? Well, so this there's no there's no raised ink on it. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's literally like tattooed into the fabric. You see how that goes? Like it's not gonna crack. So we're gonna do the same thing. Like now, and this is a different material. This is like a dry fit material. It's a race shirt, right? So these are also going to be available, but right now, the most important part is the t-shirts, right? It's the same type of transfer onto that on the t-shirt. So we're not cutting corners. We're making sure that it's extremely high quality. Your ink's not going to fade or anything like that. It's going to stay the same until you ride that thing till the wheels fall off, right? But I can't do that. I can't build this without the support of the people that believe in me and have seen me struggle, literally come from the mud of addiction and PTSD and TBI. And, whenever I think about that, whenever I think about those issues that I have with post-traumatic stress disorder, traumatic brain injuries and stuff like that, the support that I've had over the years has been incredible, right? Like people, want me to do better, they believe in me. And, like I was a good person, right? I think, a lot of people are good people. But they just get lost somewhere along the way. They compromise themselves somewhere along the way. And they start searching for a feeling that isn't exactly that they're trying to numb themselves. But whenever you numb yourself, you lose a lot of yourself as well, right? So think about when you go to a dentist. You go and you get an injection in your mouth or whatever, and then like half of your face what doesn't move or doesn't feel like it moves. You're no longer you're no longer yourself, right? Like you feel like you're over here and you're like, oh, whatever, and it's just like it's the same feeling. Like you don't want to get that hurt, so you have to mask or numb that. So then in that process of doing that, you become like addicted to not being able to feel anything, right? But that not being able to feel anything prevents you from growing, it prevents you from maturing, it prevents you from going forward in life. So I lost a lot of friends along the way, as far as like people that were in like, I don't want to say better situations than me, but living better than me, right? Like not breaking the law, not going to jail, not doing this. Because I've said and done some really crazy things in the process of all this, right? So once I started to turn my life around, started to taking ownership of everything, the people started coming back. People that I had lost, people that and what I mean by lost is like people that like basically broke the friendship relationship off with me or whatever because of the way that I was living. And that's okay. Because once I started to turn my life around, they were like, hey, dude, I see that you're working hard. I see that you're making the effort to be better. And that's like, that was almost immediate. I'm not saying you're going to get everybody back like that, but that's a huge part of the process. That's a huge part of, it takes time to be able to get back to a healthy standing in life, or like even get into a healthy relationship with yourself where you look in the mirror and maybe you got your hands on the edge of the sink and you're just like looking at yourself in the mirror and you're just like freaking disgusted with what you see or whatever. Man, it takes a long time. It took me a long time to get back like that type of relationship where I actually love myself again. You know what I'm saying? And I still struggle with that from time to time. So I definitely understand that part, but just give it some time. The support system along the way, like, so that's another type of support system that you have to develop and or create, right? Like, and what does that look like? How do you build yourself a support system? Well, whenever I started this Facebook group, a little bit over a year ago, and it was my coach Jeff Frazier from First Form that like kind of pushed me to do that. He was just like, man, dude, it's kind of like time to take the jump. I was like, man, I don't know, man. I don't know if I have the time to devote to it and stuff like that. And if I would have never done that, if I would have never jumped, I wouldn't have, there's like 511 people in our group due to y'all sharing and inviting people into the group. And there's like literally 3 questions that you have to answer to get in. It's like, have you faced adversity? Do you like to surround yourself with like, positive people or people that want to be better? And that's 2 of the questions. And I don't remember what the other one is, but it's basically yes or no questions. You answer all yes to all 3 of those, whatever. And as long as you want to be better, as long as you want to invest in yourself, that community is important, and it would fit you. It would fit your demographic. It doesn't matter what demographic, like where you come from. It doesn't matter, who you are, what you look like. As long as you have a desire in your heart to be better, and as long as you want to share that journey with other people, that community is for you. My community that I started, and whenever I say my and I, it's ours. Like, yes, I started it initially, but it's your community. It's your, you can do what you want as long as it has a positive effect on whatever, right? On the people around you. You can invite whoever you want to the group. You can bring whoever you want to bring into the group with you. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't matter. As long as you are trying to spread the message of positivity and support. This group has veterans in it. It has first responders in it. Service workers. It has, athletes in it. We have power lifters in it. We have weightlifters in it. We have endurance athletes in it. We have trainers in it. We have so many different types of, bodybuilders, everything that you can think of, dude. Like people that are trying to lose weight, people that are trying to gain weight, people that are trying to, just get to a better place mentally. Because what do? I try to coach people or help people into strengthening their mentality, right? Like, and when you strengthen your mentality, that makes you feel good or better inside as well. And when you start to feel better on the inside, then you really want to start working on the outside as well. Like when you start feeling better mentally, that drives you to work on your physical appearance as well. And so maybe on your fitness journey, you start with something like trying to consume more water, right? You want to take in more water every day. Like really and truly, you want to take in about a gallon of water every day. If you don't drink that much water, you are setting yourself up for failure, especially if you're trying to lose weight. Everything that we do, everything in our body, we're like 70% water approximately, right? Well, if we're 70% water and you're not drinking a gallon of water a day, where do you think your body gets the water to process toxins and to urinate and to like, to do the functions that it has? You're going to suffer somewhere. It's going to pull, whatever from something and cause more harm to yourself than good. So I got a little bit off track right there, but what does a support system mean to you? How important is it? Why would you want that? So on the days where you feel like you don't have motivation, because honestly, motivation is crap. Motivation is not really going to get you anywhere. Motivational, maybe once you get out of bed, you put on a podcast, you take a little bit of pre-workout, you drink your coffee or whatever. That's like listen to a motivational video or something like that. That's your initial motivation, right? But when you open the door and it's piss and rain outside, or it's 100 degrees, 105 degrees, or it's negative 12, that motivation goes straight out the window. That's when you like go to open the door and you're like, fuck that, I'm going back inside. I don't want no part of this. Or I'll figure out a way to do what I want to do inside. Okay, well, now you've just compromised what your goals are. You've just compromised. So like I like to look at this group and I see people getting after it. I look at my Facebook group and I see people posting every single day, getting after it in the mountains, getting after it in the gym, getting after it on runs, and I have these people that tag me on IG or tag me on Facebook and they're like, man, look at, I'm out here. I'm like getting after it. I'm grinding, whatever. Like, where you at? What you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, and when I see that, I'm like, I'm not going to let you outwork me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to put my shit on. I'm going to put my shoes on. I'm going to lace them up. I'm going to put my shorts on. I'm going to get my hydration pack and I'm going to hit the woods, dog. Like, you're not going to stop me. You can't stop me. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to get after this. And like, maybe I go and run like a 0.25 or a 0.12 further than you ran, just so I can be able to like post that in my story. And then kind of like, tag you in it, just talk a little trash or something like that. But that's what my support system looks like. That's the way that we do things. You know what I'm saying? We're not exactly always kind to each other in the military. And then the people that I got a couple of savages that are part of my support system. So that's just the way that we like to keep things spicy and interesting and stuff like that. Is like, we like to, talk a little trash to each other or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Kind of gets us hype. But I don't know, man. It's a real simple message. If you don't have a support system, my Facebook group, Building a Better Tomorrow by Jeff, is the place to be. There's no fee to join. And then if you get value from the message that I put out, please, I don't give a shit if you hit that like, but make sure you hit that share, because that's the most important thing to me is whenever people share my content. If you ever see a post that I put out, make sure you share it. You know how you support people? And it not cost anything, you hit that share button. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how people show or add value to a content creator or somebody that's trying to get a message out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, is sharing their stuff, and it doesn't cost you anything but a couple clicks. So hit that share, help me grow. That's the fee if you get value out of this, right? Doesn't cost you anything. So build yourself a support system, join the group, come be a part of Building a Better Tomorrow. We got an apparel drop that just took place. Motivational saying on the clothing, like this first one is going to be sponsored by adversity, not your average sponsorship. Dude, have you ever gone through adversity? Who in their life has not gone through adversity? That message is powerful. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not your average sponsorship. Adversity is not your average sponsorship. Adversity, getting it out of the mud when life knocks you down, you stand back up, right? Like, that's been the story of my whole life. Like, life knocked me down. Cool. Roger that. Let's get back up. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get back up one more time than I was knocked down, because life is not going to defeat me, right? Like, I'm going to take my oddities, my flaws, and make them my commodities. So take your oddities, make them your commodities. Make life work for you. And in the times where you're struggling, build you that support system. Come join our support system. Make it your support system, right? Like, if you're struggling with your significant other, guess what? We've got 511 people in our group that are like wanting to support you, wanting to root for you, wanting you to win. I want you to win. I want to support you. I want to share your shit. I want to see you conquer adversity and challenges and all the things that you might have been dealing with in your life to knock you down, right? You've been to jail? I don't care. You've been dealing with addiction? I don't care. It doesn't matter. There's no judgment here. You know what I'm saying? We all come from something. We all come from a life where things have beat us down and knocked us down. And as long as you're willing to keep driving and keep hammering and keep working on your craft and keep striving to be the best person that you can be, that's how you win in life. Man, thank you all for coming to whatever platform you're watching this on, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Facebook, whether you're in the Facebook group. Thank you. I appreciate you. I love you. I hope y'all have a great Wednesday, and I'll catch you later. Out. Love y'all.